the challenges to try to come up with a compromise. I don't think everybody feels totally happy by where we're at right now. I feel a lot of folks feel like we could do more to refine and tweak some areas and try to really get to more of a compromise. But time always seems to be the issue in this process. And one of the things that was, I think that this is the array we put forward. It was our best effort to this point. But the voting, nothing was really unanimous. So I think it shows there was a lot of pain and suffering going on. And so I just wanted to go on record and say that this was not a unanimous voting for these different shapes. This was majority and trying to just get our backbone array put up. But I think we all felt like we could use more time to get that a stronger backbone with some more discussion and input. So I just wanted to go on record saying that.
Thank you, Julie. Anyone else have any brief reflections on the work done over the last couple of days? I just want to say I appreciate that unanimous votes were few, but they were not non-existent. There were some unanimous votes, and they weren't just about around wetlands and estuaries, not to minimize the importance of those. So there was a lot of hard work done and a lot of reaching toward the middle, and we need to do a lot more. It's our duty to really deliver on the guidance from the Blue Ribbon Task Force. And as you heard, we've been asked to please bring back no more than 6 proposals. The 2 GEMS groups that converge, the Opal and Topaz groups, will go forward to round 2 SAT and BRTF evaluation. The 3 external proposals and the 2 Lapis group proposals will go into a pool of 5 that needs to be winnowed to 4. And the way we are going to do this is each RSG member will be invited to take part in a vote. Each one of you will have 1 vote, 1 ballot. Okay. So we know that there are probably 4 or 5 missing RSG members, and we would like to include them in the voting process, and we'll do that. So we will not be announcing the results until Tuesday, but those of you who are present, we want you to fill out the ballot today. The ballot is going to list 5 proposals, Lapis 1 and 2, external A, B, and C. You are required to vote for 4. If you vote for less than 4, your ballot will not be counted. Okay, so our goal here is to do the minimum winnowing possible and to be as inclusive as possible. We want to invite you, before you vote, to caucus. We'll have about 10 to 15 minutes to caucus, but we have to be out of this room really soon, 4 o'clock. All right, so I will take any brief clarifying questions. We will not distribute the ballot until after you caucus. You may caucus with your primary an alternate or anyone else that you want to caucus with. But remember, you each have 1 ballot and you each have 4 votes. Sarah.
I just have a clarifying question. So we each have 4 votes and the top 4 proposals go forward.
The proposals that get the most votes, the top 4 go forward. That's correct. And we'll announce the result on Tuesday.
If I might make a comment here, one of the things that this is on, is it? Are we good? Yeah. Yeah. I too want to echo the hard work and just an appreciation that we had here, and actually we almost avoided this vote because we had a couple groups looking at maybe we could get together, and we came close. But when I used to grow grapes, there had to be that right acid sugar mix, and we just weren't ready to make wine yet. But you've got 5 proposals in front of you. I really encourage you to vote for those 4 that give you and the Blue Ribbon Task Force the most realistic options, the most opportunity to really continue this debate and really learn and work together so that it is giving you the most opportunity to do the job and inform the BRTF this next round. So I would encourage that, and thank you for a lot of hard work. And a lot of you didn't think you'd see this, and I think it's pretty phenomenal what you've accomplished, and it's very appreciated.
So we're going to take questions from Joel, Greg, and Steve Benavides, and then we're going to break into caucus because we have to actually leave this room sooner than we'd like to. Joel.
Truly quick clarifying question. The LOPIs used to be A and B, and now it's LOPIs 1 and 2, and I would just like to make clear that 2 is the what you have been calling the consumptive community, and 1 is the non-consumptive community.
That is correct.
Yeah. Thank you.
So just to answer that question, could I ask that we put up on the screen the ballots? Thank you. So
this is a visual display. It's going to have to be made bigger.
Slide it up. Thank you. So we'll distribute these after the caucus, but that's what will be handed to you to vote on.
Okay, Greg.
Tearing off what Julie said, there was a dynamic in Opal where we got a convergence through a series of straw votes, and the worst case scenario of having 2 maps that was described prior to going into that round was unavailable at the end. So there were some missing options and interests that didn't come out of Opal, and so as you vote, I would ask you not to. I'd ask you to seriously consider the need to maintain a range of options and places where the different stakeholders' options and interests lie, so that further effort can be made towards illuminating creative options and making sure people feel like they've got something or maybe a few options to rely on. There is a numbers game here that I hope we can keep away from magnifying through a process of majority of voting, and it'd mean a lot to me personally if you'd consider that as you go into voting.
Well said, and clearly this is an opportunity both to put forward an array or a broad array of options and to gather information.
Scott, can I just
Eric.
Yeah, just to be very clear again, because I know there's been a little bit of confusion about this. You're voting on the arrays, the proposals that will move forward for evaluation in round 2. It doesn't mean that any of them go forward in round 3. Round 3, stakeholders will choose that they will be reconvening, perhaps not in the GEMS groups, and they will be building new arrays, and they may well build on individual arrays that were evaluated in round 2. I'm imagining that there's going to be a lot more picking and choosing amongst the ones that are evaluated here. And so I think it's very, very clear that we have these are, again, important draft MPA proposals that are going forward, but they're not necessarily the ones you're going to see in round 3.
And to that point, we fully expect as staff that the BRTF will give us yet more guidance when they complete their round 2 evaluation, and we'll have to act on that. So I have Steve Benavides and Jack. Steve.
I'd like to try and finish on a little more positive note. I haven't exactly had the most fun 2.5 days, but I would really like to take the time to compliment the I-Team staff, Delbra, Melissa, the DFG reps, the enforcement personnel. I've been doing this over 20 years, and I have never been so well taken care of in such a difficult situation. And they have wined us and dined us exceptionally well, and I really want to thank you for that.
Well said, Steve. Thank you. Jack.
Yeah, I was just wondering if there was a possibility of us getting our votes, their vote card before the caucus so that we can take off instead of waiting until after the caucus.
Okay, so we need to immediately move into caucusing. So let's give you 10 minutes to caucus, and then we will distribute the ballots, and Becky and I will collect them. All right, so you are welcome to caucus. You may caucus with anyone you want to. Melissa? Becky and I will be in the lobby before you leave. Give us your ballots out there. Thank you very much. For all intents and purposes, the meeting is adjourned for today. Do not leave before you vote, please. Thank you.